Malin and Steve have been pivotal to the transformation of this region.
Their commitment to leave San Diego better and make it a better place is unparalleled.
I admire them by virtue of the fact that they do what they say they're going to do. When they say they're going to get something done, it absolutely gets done.
Both of them go out of their way to make the right thing happen for people and organizations and the community.
I think that they both are exemplary in their contribution and commitment to this community.
Malin adopted the phrase community before self, and he has made that a hallmark of his life.
Community before self. 3 words that personify Malin Burnham and Steve Williams. 3 words that built a 40-year friendship and a better San Diego.
Malin was the first guy I met coming to San Diego 40 years ago.
One of the first things he did when he moved here, he said, who in the real estate industry plays handball? Well, he found Malin Burnham's name.
We played handball almost every Friday for the next 30 years.
He's not only a good friend, but he's a good ally, a good partner. You can count on him.
Malin is the greatest San Diegan of the last 40 or 50 years. There's been nobody like him.
Steve Williams is my dad. He would probably introduce himself as my older brother. And I've known Malin Burnham probably since I was a small child. I've had the unique observation of him as one of the biggest mentors of my biggest mentor.
My father, I really admire many qualities. Love of his family and doing the right thing. Malin has always been a leader, but he will tell you he does not do anything by himself, but with a team.
I was introduced to sailing at the San Diego Yacht Club at age 10. As I got older, I got into bigger boats, all the way up to the America's Cup, and you got 12 people on the boat. And if somebody messes up, you're going to lose the race. So everybody is equally important on the team. The idea of honesty and teamwork and helping our society of either scouting or sailing are very similar.
Well, I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I was a member of Troop 200, ultimately became an Eagle Scout. But the one merit badge I remember in particular was the bicycle merit badge, because I think I had to ride a 25-mile ride as a 10-year-old. I reintroduced myself to cycling the last 20 years, and my odometer on my bicycle now shows 93,000 miles.
I have known Malin and Steve for over 40 years. And it was back in the 1980s when the city was sort of humming potential for growth. And there were 2 organizations, one Connect, and the other a program called the San Diego Dialogue. And Malin and Steve were involved with both of those, talking about what are the opportunities for our city moving forward. Look at where we've come in 40 years.
Steve is very focused on the border. He's very passionate about Mexico and was very instrumental in building the Smart Border Coalition.
They brought so much to San Diego in the region, including south of the border, Tijuana.
What I've really admired about Steve is his focus on Baja and the financial aspect. And he understands that the San Diego region is not just the San Diego County. It is the San Diego region in Baja California.
My dad went down to Mexico 30 years ago and found his best friend. And they built this partnership and this binational company.
I met Steve Williams first because I organized an event in Mexico about industrial parks. When Steve invited me to come to San Diego, he introduced me to his best friend, who was Malin Burnham. And now it's like 3 friends for life. Steve Williams is a person that potentializes the potential of other people.
There's a real purpose to where Steve spends his energy and time. He's really always thinking about the whole and how to make everyone better.
Steve's always had a business approach to, he lets you cut the cake and he lets you select your piece.
Steve has a tendency to stand up in groups and just spurt out what initially seem like outrageous ideas. And then 10 years later or 20 years later, they turn into public policy.
When I think of Malin Burnham, I think of a mentor, great leader. He touches the lives of many people.
Malin has this youthful exuberance. I said to Malin at his 80th birthday party, Malin, you literally have not aged one bit. This is kind of crazy. And he said, Mitch, I have good genes, and I plan on getting at least 9 runs on the ski slopes this year.
One of his friends said to me, when your father calls, all I have to do is ask, Malin, how much and where do I send the check?
If you're involved in anything that's moving our region forward, then you get to know Malin pretty well.
Both Malin and Steve exemplify the values of scouting: community service, leadership, and doing a good turn daily.
Steve and I, the way we act for ourselves, our family, and the community is very much in tune with what scouting is all about.
Both Malin and Steve kind of live their lives as a continuum of doing, good turns. That's what they do each and every day.
Both have this way of looking at a situation, looking for a solution. It's not about complaints. It's about being constructive and pushing forward. And that's what Boy Scouts should always remember.
If you compare the Boy Scouts principles, missions, the manual, and the vision and values of Steve Williams, you will find a lot in common.
But the qualities that I most admire in leaders characterize both Steve and Malin.
I admire Steve for lots of reasons, but mainly he's authentic. He's always positive. He adds a lot to the San Diego community.
I admire Malin because, number one, he's a great competitor that never, ever gives up.
When I think of Steve Williams, I think of the best dad in the world. He's been my biggest mentor, my biggest cheerleader. Now, when I think of Malin Burnham, I think of Mr. San Diego.
I admire both Malin and Steve because of how they treat people, how much they think about the big picture and they think about the future and bring people into the fold and create partnerships and lasting relationships may be their greatest strength.
They're not afraid to say things that might shock people or inspire people. I mean, we're on the Midway tonight. That couldn't have happened without Malin. And in the beginning, it had all those qualities. What a strange idea.
You think about what each of these gentlemen have brought to the table in their own right. And I'm most appreciative of being their friend because I just think the world of both of them. I've learned from them to give back and help build the community as well.
Malin and Steve, congratulations on this tremendous honor. And Malin, remember, you still owe me lunch. And even though you've given me so many words of advice and so much in my career for me to depend on that's helped me excel, I still want the free lunch.
Well, Malin and Steve have been an inspiration to me for years, and it's a delight to be working closely with them for all this time. And I just can't say enough about what they've meant to the community and what they've meant to so many of us as we've come up in our region as community leaders. So thank you, Malin and Steve, for the example that you've set and the opportunities that you've put in front of us.
I was fortunate to be honored in 2009. It's such an honor for me to see the caliber of honorees like Malin and Steve. And it's such an honor to Scouts to be able to have the quality of someone like Steve and Malin to be able to represent what it means to be a champion of Scouting. There are too many distractions for young men, and thanks to Steve and Malin and others, I see a great future for the Boy Scouts.
Steve and Malin, I just want to say thank you to both of you for being an inspiration to all of us in San Diego. You guys have supported our community in countless ways. Community before self, Malin is a legacy I think that will live on, and been a great mentor to so many in San Diego. So thank you both for making San Diego a better place and our region for all of us.
Malin, congratulations on the newest recognition through the Boy Scouts. What an honor to be recognized for this spectacular group and organization. Thank you for the leadership you've provided the community, for the leadership and mentorship you've provided me, for allowing me to be part of your life, your family's life, the community's life. I'm one of many that have benefited from you and your leadership, and I want you to know how thankful and grateful I am for that.
I'm so delighted to be a part of this evening and to celebrate these extraordinary men who I often call my brothers in life because we've shared so many wonderful experiences. Well done, Malin and Steve.
Dear Malin and dear Steve, first of all, I want to congratulate you for your achievements in life. I want to thank you for inspiring me. I want to thank you for your mentorship. And I want to tell you that I have a lot of respect for who you are, what you represent, and what you do for other people. There's no moment in which I come to San Diego or talk to you that I don't learn new things. And it's been really a privilege and a blessing be your friend and keep learning every single day of each one of you. And the three of us together, it's the funniest team that I have ever had. Thank you very much and congratulations.
I've hit the jackpot by having my dad as a dad. And I've hit the jackpot with the partners and friends and mentors like Malin Burnham that have been in my dad's life and have ultimately been in my family's life. And so they've not only enriched me and my family, but they've enriched our community around.
On behalf of the Burnham family, I would like to say thank you to the Boy Scouts of America's San Diego Council. Thank you very much for honoring our dad, Malin Burnham. We love you, Dad.
When I came to San Diego 40 years ago, the first guy I got to meet was this guy, Malin Burnham. He's the most respected private sector citizen in San Diego. I've learned so much. He's been my mentor, so I've been able to ride on his coattails for the last 40 years as well.
I'm very, very pleased to be part of this evening. I'm privileged and thank everybody for having Steve and Malin. But you know, we haven't done anything by ourselves. We, both of us, operate with not only families, but with groups and teams. Certainly Scouting is one of a kind in our country. I'm just proud to be in this program and help promote Scouting that children and families can be part of.